top aide to former Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed collapsed in court today as the judge sentenced her to 21 months in prison for taking bribes. Investigative reporter Diamant's been on the story now live at the federal courthouse. And you talked to prosecutors right after paramedics took her away.
Yeah, Justin, I've covered hundreds of court hearings over the course of my career. Definitely one of the most dramatic scenes I've ever seen play out, especially the one here in that 19th floor courtroom. Katrina Taylor-Parks is now recovering in an area hospital. Now, we spoke with the United States Attorney. As paramedics were still working on Parks, his comments were subdued, but sympathetic as well as emphatic.
Yeah, there you go.
Paramedics rushed former City of Atlanta Deputy Chief of Staff Katrina Taylor-Parks into an ambulance Monday afternoon, minutes after she collapsed at her sentencing hearing.
At this point, we want to wish her a quick recovery. Hope that's nothing serious.
The intense and dramatic scene played out in a 19th floor courtroom at the federal courthouse as a judge was sentencing Parks, one of former Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed's top aides, to 21 months in prison for taking bribes.
It's a tragic situation, both medically now and personally.
In August, Parks pleaded guilty to taking bribes from a city vendor in exchange for city work. Today, prosecutors revealed Parks took $15,000 in bribes over an 18-month period starting in 2013. We also learned Parks lied to the FBI about it at least twice.
If we don't prosecute full extent of the law on these type of things, the question is, or it implies that we accept a certain level of corruption or bribe. We can't have that.
Parks faced 5 years, but prosecutors recommended less than 2 due to her cooperation in the Fed's ongoing sweeping corruption probe into City Hall under Reed. Still, Parks' lawyers pointed to her long career in public service and asked the judge for just home confinement.
When you put things in context, it's an anomaly, and she's paying a heavy price for it. And we think that the information she gave was worth more than what the government was offering in the way of a sentence reduction.
For those of you following this story closely, you'll recall Parks pleaded guilty to charges. She took about $4,000 in bribes from that contractor, but at the sentencing hearing, prosecutors revealed that they have evidence that she in fact took about $15,000 in gifts and bribes from that same contractor. Now, with this episode here today, Parks' sentencing is still incomplete, which means that she will be back here at some point to make those 21 months official. We're live downtown. Diamant, Channel 2 Action News.